Lucy, like many others, is just a woman seeking love. She's on the brink of ending her relationship with Simon, who has compiled a list of her perceived faults. He begins reading from his list, but Lucy interjects, asserting that it's not entirely his fault. Just then, her sister Laura arrives to collect her, offering a timely escape from Simon's recriminations. Laura shares Lucy's frustration, witnessing her rapid succession of romantic partners and pitying Simon, who appears to be on the verge of tears. Lucy's workplace is a restaurant bar, where she not only serves, but also takes the stage as a singer. Amid the backdrop of her exes in the bar, Laura's observation strikes a chord. Lucy's relationships seem fleeting. Laura, a dreamy lover of literature, expresses her own desire for a true connection, mirroring Lucy's own yearning. This portion of the narrative unfolds from Lucy's point of view, granting us insight into her inner thoughts. A new face in the crowd catches Lucy's eye while she performs on stage. After her set, she approaches his table to take his order, sensing his shyness and taking it as a challenge. As she interacts with him, she detects an element of surprise and allure in his gaze, prompting her to further captivate him by leaning in suggestively. With her newfound confidence, Lucy boldly requests the man's name and number. Their introductions reveal his name as Adam. Amid the exchange, a sense of mutual attraction blossoms, leading Lucy to offer her number to Adam with girlish glee. Their connection feels palpable, and Adam confides in Lucy that he senses something good is on the horizon. As the phone rings, Lucy's excitement reaches a crescendo, driving her to answer it enthusiastically. Her mother is present, eager to eavesdrop on the conversation. It becomes apparent that Lucy has been sending messages, and she struggles to control her giggles, recognizing that she might sound like a horse. Her laughter continues, especially upon discovering that Adam has a car. Plans are set for a rendezvous later that night. Hanging up the phone, Lucy is a mix of nerves and anticipation as the prospect of meeting Adam looms closer. The scene sets the stage for what promises to be a significant encounter, sparking a new chapter in Lucy's romantic journey. Laura and Alice are her sisters, waiting with Lucy's mother at home. Alice, who is a new mother but unhappy in her marriage with Martin, is facing difficulties. Into this familial scene arrives Adam, whom Lucy is eager to introduce to her whole family. Their exchange of a kiss suggests they are in the midst of a budding romantic journey. As Adam meets each family member individually, the dynamics and relationships within the household become more apparent. Alice, burdened by her marital struggles, contrasts with the new energy that Adam brings. His arrival seems to have a refreshing effect on Lucy's family, even as they navigate their own challenges. Among them, Laura stands out, as she is particularly taken with Adam's presence. Her admiration for him is evident, and his interaction with her leaves a positive impression. Laura's passion for books is also highlighted. She invests both time and money into her literary pursuits. This focus on reading and the world of literature sets her apart within the family dynamic. Amid the connections being formed, Lucy starts to sense a tinge of jealousy from Laura. This feeling arises perhaps from Laura's desire for a kind of romantic connection that she hasn't yet found in her love for books. Lucy's perception of Laura's emotions prompts a sense of pity, as she believes that the pursuit of literature won't provide the same type of romantic fulfillment that Lucy is experiencing with Adam. Subsequently, Lucy's brother David joins her during a spin class, expressing his relationship woes with Karen. Despite having been dating for 3 weeks, Karen, who is a virgin, has been reluctant to take their relationship to a more intimate level. Later, Lucy's other sister Alice gives her a ride to Adam's gallery. During their conversation, Lucy brings up her concerns about Adam's approach to their relationship, particularly in terms of physical intimacy. In the car, as Lucy and Adam share a kiss, he opens up to her about his perspective on their relationship. Adam assures Lucy that when they decide to take their relationship to the next level physically, he'll leave that choice entirely up to her. This open and understanding communication alleviates some of Lucy's worries. Their shared affection is palpable as they share a passionate moment on the rooftop. The morning sun rises, casting a warm glow on the scene. After spending the night together, they awaken wrapped in each other's arms, seemingly unaffected by the chill of the morning air. They even embark on a countryside adventure with the Owens, Lucy's family. Mother Owens appears to have developed a strong fondness for Adam. During a leisurely drive, Adam shares a personal revelation with Mother Owens that both of his parents have already passed away. Along the journey, they pass a fancy car sales lot, triggering Adam's memory of a promise his father made to his mother. Adam recounts how his father vowed to buy her a Jaguar if they ever had enough money. Remarkably, when Adam turned 18 and finally had the means, he fulfilled his father's promise by purchasing the very same car they are currently traveling in. As Adam shares this poignant story, Lucy can't help but be struck by the depth of his life experiences. Touched by his vulnerability and determination, she expresses her affection with a tender kiss. This moment further solidifies their connection, highlighting their mutual openness and shared journey toward building a meaningful relationship. During a family gathering, Adam stands out as he handles his alcohol better than Martin, earning admiration from Lucy's family. Alice, on the other hand, evokes pity from them due to her struggles. Adam volunteers to babysit for Alice on Friday, despite Lucy's work commitments leaving him to handle it alone. At a restaurant, Simon unexpectedly appears, pleading with Lucy to listen to his work. His emotional display nearly brings him to tears. Later, Simon takes the stage for a comedy stand-up performance. This surprises Lucy as it's the first time she's seen him confident and collected, a stark contrast to his usual demeanor. This contrast triggers her reflection on her feelings for Adam, leaving her puzzled about her emerging emotions. Lucy decides to call Adam, who is busy babysitting her nephew. She enthusiastically tells almost everyone about Simon's transformation, highlighting how she has managed to draw him out of his shyness. The couple goes on a holiday together, with Adam driving while Lucy is blindfolded. Adam adds excitement by driving recklessly, before surprising her with a stay at a romantic hotel, further deepening their connection. Lucy views their relationship as passionate and romantic, feeling thrilled about the direction it's heading. Seeking reassurance, Adam speaks to Tony about Lucy's feelings towards him. Tony agrees that Adam is a great match for Lucy, cementing Adam's sense of belonging within the family. However, despite the positive signs, Lucy is filled with nervousness as she steps into the unknown, unsure of where their relationship will ultimately lead. As Lucy performs on stage, Adam and Lucy's family watch her with delight. As her performance comes to an end, she takes a moment to acknowledge her family's presence, revealing that it's her mother's birthday. She gives a special mention to Adam, and then playfully teases the audience by announcing that she and Adam will get married. However, she quickly takes back the statement, realizing she hasn't officially proposed yet. In a heartfelt gesture, Lucy formally proposes to Adam, capturing the attention and excitement of everyone present. Adam responds with enthusiastic acceptance, sealing their commitment to each other. The Owens family joins in the celebration of this joyous occasion, sharing their happiness for the couple. Amid the jubilation, Laura is spotted in a corner, her tears leaving observers uncertain whether they stem from joy or despair. Laura's perspective offers a unique insight into the unfolding events. She notices a card that hints at her suspicion that there might be a hidden tragedy lurking beneath Adam's exterior. Reflecting on an earlier encounter when Adam was introduced to the Owens family, Laura delves into her thoughts. She considers her mother's attempts to be open to all of Lucy's boyfriends, and Laura's determination not to repeat past mistakes. She internally encourages herself to be cordial and pleasant during the meeting. As the interaction progresses, Laura and Adam engage in conversation. Adam's ability to reference his favorite films and share lines of poetry captures Laura's attention. She learns that he's working on her thesis related to these topics, leaving her genuinely impressed by his literary knowledge. Laura perceives a deep intellectual connection with Adam, as if they're aligned on an intellectual level. Interestingly, Laura notes that Adam seems to invest more attention in her than in Lucy. This observation adds complexity to her perception of the situation. In a separate moment, Mother Owens makes a comment about Laura's independence, compared to Lucy's pattern of frequently having new company. This observation strikes a chord with Laura, and further influences her perspective on the dynamics at play. The next day, Laura excitedly finds Adam at the library, looking for the poem they discussed. She eagerly guides him around the library, but Adam suddenly cuts their interaction short, mentioning that he'll look for the poem elsewhere. Laura senses that something's bothering him. Later, Laura spots Adam sitting in his car, visibly upset. She decides to approach him and ask if he's all right. Surprisingly, Adam lets her join him in the car, and he opens up about his emotions. During this candid conversation, Adam shares a personal secret with Laura, asking her to keep it to herself. He offers her a cigarette and tells his own story. He talks about losing his mother at a young age, leaving him with just his father. His father taught him how to drive, and when he got his driver's license, his father surprised him with the same Jaguar car his parent promised each other. This story differs from what Adam told Mother Owens previously, hinting that he might not have been entirely truthful. It becomes clear that Adam has a tendency to twist the truth. This revelation adds a new layer to Adam's character, showing that he might not be as straightforward as he initially seemed. Adam continues to weave a tale of his difficult childhood, suggesting that his father left suddenly and engaged in extreme behavior, leaving Adam to blame himself for the situation. Laura, feeling empathetic, reassures him that his father's actions are not his fault. Their heartfelt conversation deepens, and they promise to meet again soon. As they part, Adam surprises Laura with a hug and a kiss on the cheek, leaving her both flustered and intrigued. In a subsequent scene, Laura cryptically warns Lucy to be prepared for another side of Adam, her nervousness evident as they discuss him. She hopes her unease goes unnoticed by Lucy. Inside the bookshop, Laura discovers the Christina Rosti book that Adam mentioned earlier, and decides to buy it. Her anxiety causes her to almost forget her change. In an inadvertent slip of the tongue, Laura implies that Lucy wouldn't be interested in the book, prompting Lucy to point out the unintended rudeness. As they exit the shop, Laura's inner turmoil is palpable, her thoughts racing with what she knows and fears about Adam. In the following days, Laura grapples with the challenge of crafting a message for the book she bought. She's determined to strike the right balance, avoiding any hints of romance, while aiming for a neutral and friendly tone. This task consumes her thoughts, making it hard for her to sleep as she ponders over the right words to use. Eventually, after much contemplation, Laura manages to compose a message that meets her criteria. She feels a sense of accomplishment, but her mind is still preoccupied with thoughts of Adam. Later on, Laura and Adam find themselves in a coffee library. Adam is engrossed in a poetry book, not the one Laura purchased. When she notices this, she can't help but blurt out a suggestion to hold off on buying the book. Adam's response is playful, showing that he appreciates her input. Despite the awkward situation, Adam declines an invitation to join Laura and her friend, opting to spend time alone with her instead. This leaves Laura feeling a mix of emotions, unsure about the signals Adam is sending and the true nature of their connection. Laura has developed a new habit of smoking, perhaps as a way to cope with her growing emotions. One day, she and her friend attend an intellectual theater production. Amidst the crowd, Laura spots Adam finding his seat. The sight surprises her, and it's clear that their unexpected encounters are becoming a recurring theme. As the Dracula production unfolds, Laura can't help but notice that Adam's seat is empty. Her curiosity gets the best of her, and before the play concludes, she decides to step out and search for him. Unfortunately, he's nowhere to be found, leaving Laura somewhat disappointed. However, her disappointment is short-lived, as Laura discovers a brochure on which Adam has scribbled his phone number. This unexpected gesture triggers a rush of emotions within her. Outside on the balcony, Laura finds herself grappling with a whirlwind of feelings. She's frustrated and overwhelmed, realizing that she hasn't been productive all week. Her friend tries to comfort her, assuring her that it's all right, but Laura's emotions are tied up in her interactions with Adam, leaving her conflicted about the situation and questioning whether her feelings are right or wrong. At a shopping center, Laura and her sister Alice spend some time shopping together. While looking at clothes on hangers, Laura suddenly spots Adam once again. Flustered by his presence, she tries to catch his attention and calls out to him, but he's already stepping into an elevator. However, he communicates to her that they'll meet again at the same spot. Overwhelmed by the encounter, Laura quickly tells Alice about seeing Adam and urges her to follow. As they search for Adam, Laura's emotions get the best of her, and she unintentionally reveals something about him. She quickly takes back her words, but her actions betray her growing attraction towards him. Laura becomes increasingly self-conscious, fearing that she's showing too much interest in her sister's boyfriend. Despite Laura's efforts to find Adam, he seems to have disappeared, leaving her in a state of illogical anxiety. Alice steps in to calm her down, and in a burst of emotions, Laura confesses that she keeps encountering Adam unexpectedly everywhere. This revelation leads Alice to deduce that Laura has developed feelings for him. The two sisters find a moment to sit down at a cafe, where Alice inquires for more details. She asks if Laura and Adam ever discuss personal matters or engage in intimate conversations. Laura strongly denies this, expressing that Adam comes across as a somewhat troubled individual. Later, Laura is surprised to see Simon descending the stairs. She strikes up a conversation with him, encouraging him to reach out to Lucy as a pleasant surprise. Simon mentions having something to share with Lucy, his comedy set, but he hesitates to do so and eventually departs from the scene. In the house, Laura's anxiety grows as she tries to slip away unnoticed. The smell of incense still lingers, a reminder of the overwhelming sense she experienced. Lucy's sudden appearance startles her, and she blurts out her emotions, telling Lucy to focus on her own life and not to worry about Laura's plans to go out. Lucy seems taken aback, her confusion evident as she gazes at Laura, merely wanting to remind her to grab a coat. Holding the Dracula brochure tightly, Laura ventures into the heavy rain outside. With determination, she dials Adam's number, her fingers struggling with the wet screen. Adam answers, and Laura asks him about his presence at Brown Thomas recently, trying to understand why he didn't come down. She also questions if he is avoiding her, to which Adam responds that he wanted to see her immediately. The rain continues to pour as Laura and Adam talk. Laura shows him the book, making her point about why she advised against the purchase clear. Their closeness nearly leads to a kiss, but Adam avoids it. He then takes Laura to his house. There, Laura confronts Adam, urging him to be honest. Adam reveals a surprising confession. When he's with Lucy, he imagines Laura. He questions whether this is a sign of something wrong. Laura is astonished, and in the midst of it all, their pent-up feelings ignite. They share a forbidden and passionate kiss, crossing a new threshold of intimacy. The next morning, Laura wakes to find Lucy in the room. She accidentally overhears Lucy talking about Adam. A memory flashes in Laura's mind, a poem she recited to Adam while they were both naked, wrapped in each other's arms, and smoking, a memory contrasting with the present reality. The family gathers for breakfast, coming together around the table. Laura and Lucy find themselves seated side by side, an ordinary scene with an underlying tension. Later, Laura spots Adam leading Lucy to the car while she is blindfolded, mirroring a scene they have seen before, the two of them embarking on a romantic escapade. Heart racing, Laura approaches, and Adam motions for her to come closer. With Lucy still blindfolded in the car, Adam and Laura share a kiss, and whisper poems to each other. As the moment grows more intense, Lucy issues a warning about removing the blindfold. The urgency makes Adam and Laura pull apart abruptly. Adam hurries to his seat and starts the car. Laura is then left with more fixed feelings, but more likely happier. So at the time that Lucy announces the wedding proposal, Adam is playing footsie with Laura, while Lucy is so in love, mentioning his name to the crowd. The proposal shocks Adam as well, but Adam goes on and accepts it, which breaks Laura's heart. The scene shifts to the Oxford Library, where Adam looks for Laura. He goes to ask her what he should do, as he is already trapped in an engagement that he does not want. Laura is angry with him and makes noise in the library. He argues that he is trapped and was expected to say yes. Laura says that he can marry whoever he wants, but she deserves respect too. Adam professes that he does not want to hurt her and goes on a pity party again, saying that it is his fault. He goes on to say that he loves her and downplays the impending marriage. Laura welcomes him back again as they go on another passionate tryst. Later, David calls and suggests that they meet up. Adam agrees to meet him, but then receives another call and hangs up abruptly. The deception is making Laura more excited about the affair. Later, they get soaked in the rain again before Adam drops Laura off at the library. The next scene shifts to David's point of view. He is having a hard time believing that he is attracted to Adam as well. Later, during a gathering for their mother's birthday, David hates that he is always in a house full of women, and that everything is very girly around him. David has been dependent on Adam for advice about his relationship woes with Karen. He is envious of Adam and Lucy, who are always having sex, unlike him and Karen. Still, David is still being sneaky to get Karen into bed. Karen is a bit conservative. So back at the wedding proposal scene, David and Karen are watching, and Karen thinks Adam is gorgeous. Karen is more enamored with Adam than David. Later, in the bathroom, David asks Adam for advice, since they are basically family now. He asks for sex advice, and Adam knows about David's problem. They meet later that night at a sports bar. They talk about how to keep Karen interested in David. David complains that Karen is really conservative, but he really wants her. He describes himself as obsessed with her. Adam notes that Karen must be sleeping with someone else. He advises David to be more manly and dominant. Adam also tells David a completely different story about how he got his car. He advises David to invite Karen to his house for dinner. That night, they all go out to dinner. They have wine and watch a movie together. Adam was supposed to leave them alone so they could go at it together. However, Adam's Jaguar isn't working, and the phone wires have been cut. He tries to go out in the rain, but Karen stops him and won't let him leave. They decide that Adam will sleep on the couch. However, David ends up sleeping in the same bed as Adam. Karen refuses to sleep with David and would rather sleep on the couch. David is more frustrated than ever. Unexpectedly, Adam later talks to David, empathizing with him and saying that David doesn't deserve someone like Karen. As Adam talks passionately to him, David gets a hard-on and realizes that he is attracted to him. He now questions if he's queer. He decides to sleep it off so Adam won't notice. Adam lies closer to David until he falls asleep. Later, he wakes up and discovers he was just actually dreaming. He hears some noise from the other room, which is from Karen and Adam, giggling and sweet to each other. Turns out that Adam has slept with Karen. Karen says they just talk over and over, but David doesn't believe it. Karen finds herself very enamored with Adam's charming way of talking, and David feels very jealous. He notices that Karen is putting out, and thanks to Adam, Karen invites David to finally have sex. David takes it back, and gets his masculinity back too. Later, David hears Lucy laughing, and thinks that Adam is with Lucy, but turns out it is Simon instead. This leaves him a bit disappointed. Then the next POV turns to Alice, where she asks Adam why he does it. Alice and Martin clearly have marital problems, as they constantly fighting. Martin keeps talking about Adam's classic car, and Alice drives away. Laura calls Alice while she is taking the baby for a sunbath. While on the call, Alice sees Adam driving Martin back home. Later, while Adam is babysitting, Martin seems very enamored with him. He tells Adam his tragic story and the rest of their friends. Adam then tells Martin a completely different story about the car. He lies about restoring the Jaguar, the same car that his family had and in which his parents apparently passed away. Alice is interested in Adam again. While in the department store with Laura, Alice receives a call from Adam. He compliments her figure in a creepy way, but Alice's guard is down and she is flattered by what he said. Later, Alice sees Laura frantically running after Adam. She thinks something is up, so she asks Laura what they talked about. She is curious if Adam has ever given Laura personal compliments. Alice asks her sisters more about Adam. Later, Alice spots Adam in his studio while Lucy is running up to kiss him. At the family gathering, Lucy finally tells Alice about the intimacy that she and Adam share. Adam continues to flatter Alice. He offers to babysit the baby again so they can meet up. Alice drives home with a drunk Martin, who keeps babbling. Later, Alice and Adam are left alone and start to become intimate. However, Alice has second thoughts and stops them when the baby wakes up. Alice calls Adam, which explains the call that was hung up earlier. She drives to Adam's place, but she sees Laura going inside. Alice hides between the cars until Adam spots her, which explains why he suddenly stopped earlier. Later on, Lucy is stressed out, as the wedding plans are eating at her, and it seems endless. Alice and Mother Owens go on a hike. Alice asks if her mom ever liked Martin, but she admits she doesn't really like Martin at all. But then the topic shifts to Adam, and her mom finds Adam faultless. Meanwhile, the family is ecstatic as they gather and prepare for the wedding. Laura is graduating and finishing her thesis. Later, Alice is about to leave when Simon knocks and gives Lucy a gift, which Alice receives. Bridled with guilt, Lucy confesses to her sister that she slept with Simon while engaged to Adam. The two sisters dissuade Lucy from continuing with the engagement to Adam. Alice goes to visit Adam in his home. She confronts Adam about whether he is still sleeping with Laura and why he does it. Adam says that he likes being with people, listening to them, and giving them what they want, because it makes him happy. Alice and Adam later have an intense affair. The bell rings, and it's David. Alice goes out, pretending nothing happened, and checks David and Adam, who are already dressed well. They all head off to the church. Laura's supervisor arrives as her date. They seem to be a bit romantic, which Adam approves of. Lucy arrives, walking down the aisle, but she gets cold feet and runs away. Mother Owens asks Adam if he really wants to marry Lucy, and he nods. He then chases Lucy down. Lucy wants to come clean, because she doesn't want any secrets between them. But Adam says it's okay, because it's good that both of them have secrets. He says that Lucy would be shocked if she learned his secrets. Adam trades the car with another car, but it's just a joke. They both say, "I love you," to each other, unsure if they are already married officially or not. During the celebration, Adam kisses not only Lucy, but also Lucy's sisters and mom.